Welcome to Hildestone College's quick lesson series where our teachers give you some English language tips.
Hello again. Welcome back to Quick Lessons. Now today I'd like to talk a little bit about academic writing and more specifically organising a paragraph. Now I know that in academic writing your ideas are important, but how you organise your ideas is just as important. Ideally, your writing should flow. That means it should be easy for the reader to follow your ideas. Now, one way of doing this is to use linking words such as because, although, or in addition, or any of the many others that I'm sure you know. However, there is another factor which is really important, which students often don't know about. So let's have a look and see what it is. In English, good writing follows the information principle. Now that big title actually just means something very, very simple. It's just that we use old or known information before adding any new information. Now this is easiest to understand with an example. So let's have a look at one together. Many students find academic writing difficult. This is because it requires a whole range of different skills. These include a knowledge of how grammar and vocabulary are used correctly, but extend into areas such as sequencing ideas logically and constructing an argument. This means writers have many things to keep in mind whilst writing. Now let's break that paragraph down and see how it works. Many students find academic writing difficult. Now that's a really short sentence. Many students believe that in academic writing your sentences should be long and complex, but actually we sometimes use short sentences for variety and because they're easier to understand. This sentence is what we call a topic sentence. And again, that's big words just to say it's a mini summary of the whole paragraph. The role of this in English is to tell the reader what they expect to read about during the rest of the paragraph. It's a kind of signpost, and we like that in English. This is because it requires a whole range of skills. Now that was my second sentence in my example. I could have written, many students find academic writing difficult because it requires a whole range of different skills. So using a conjunction, because, to join two short sentences into one longer sentence. Now I chose to use a shorter, snappier sentence and then use this to refer back to students find academic writing difficult and it to refer to academic writing. Using two sentences also demonstrates the information principle. So the first sentence introduces the idea that academic writing is difficult for students, and the second sentence then builds on this by adding the new information, so in this case, that it requires a range of different skills. And that's added to the old information referred to by this. So if you look at these examples where I've put some arrows in, you can see that there's this kind of backwards and forwards relationship. Many students find academic writing difficult. This is then refers back to finding the writing difficult. This is because it requires a whole range of different skills. These refers back to the different skills. These include a knowledge of how blah, blah, blah. So you can see how the new information from the last sentence actually becomes the old information, the known information, in the next sentence. And we just keep building up our text in that way. Let's look at the next sentence now from the example. These include a knowledge of how grammar and vocabulary are used correctly, but extend into areas such as sequencing ideas logically and constructing an argument. Now I do have a longer sentence here. This is because good writing has a variety of sentence types. A longer sentence helps me use other features of academic writing such as but and such as itself, and of course an ing form, because readers of English do like some variety. This means writers have many things to keep in mind whilst writing. Now, what do you think the "this" at the beginning of this sentence refers to? This sentence is actually a concluding sentence. A concluding sentence summarises a paragraph, but it doesn't repeat the topic sentence exactly. It has the idea, but it doesn't repeat it. Many students find academic writing difficult. This is because writers have many things to keep in mind whilst writing. Now you can see what I've done here is taken the topic sentence and the concluding sentence and just put them together. Now I had to change the grammar a bit to make that possible, but you can see that the ideas are the same. And with this simple change, I can cut all of the meat out of the paragraph, the content. And this is what many students do without knowing they're doing it. And unfortunately, it's not a good thing to do because you haven't developed your ideas. You haven't said what it is that makes writing difficult, what it is that writers have to keep in mind while they're writing. So all the content, as I said. So let's summarise. You should open your paragraph with a clear but general idea. Build up the rest of your paragraph with examples and supporting ideas. Use a variety of sentence types. Use words like this, these, it and they to refer back to nouns in the sentence before, of course making sure that you're using them correctly. Make sure you start with old information and then add new information to that, and write a concluding sentence which doesn't repeat the topic sentence. Same idea, but in a different way. Okay, so good luck with all of that, and I'll see you again soon for another quick lesson. Bye!
Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please click on the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell icon so that you don't miss the next video. That's it for this lesson. Until next time, goodbye.